extended yards for Game 2, the Red Sox and the Orioles. As last night, it was an offensive affair. The Red Sox 15-10. It's redemption time for the Birds here in Game 2. And welcome, everybody. For the Orioles, is trying to shut down this high-powered offense of the Red Sox. For 8 consecutive games, the Red Sox have had 10 or more hits against the Orioles. Time to put an end to that for the O's. And time to gather some wins in the East. This is what the Orioles are trying to do long term. Take a look at the numbers of what the Orioles have done against the Eastern Division teams compared with all others. Not good. At 10-23, batting average considerably down. However, the runs per game almost the same, so it leads you right back to where you always go. It's all about the pitching. The pitching against the East has struggled mightily. That has resulted in the offense of the East against the Orioles and Jim Palmer. We seem to always come back to the starting point, don't we?
Well, we really do. And again, 3 of the top 4 offensive teams, just like last year, in the American League are in the American League East. The Red Sox are number 1, Yankees right behind them, Texas, and then Toronto. So at the end of the day, last year was a problem, Gary. As you know, the starting pitching gave up over 5 runs a game the first 4 months of the season. They were only scoring about 3.7. So the runs this year are up, and even the home runs are up.
And the offensive numbers, those have been good for the Orioles, particularly of late. I mean, the offense has been there.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, this is the most home runs in the major leagues. But you can look at the record over the last 42 games. You're only winning 33% of your games, again, because you're scoring 4.3. And as you mentioned, the magic number, you're giving up over 5.8. So, again, the last 2 months of last year was such a simple formula. The ERA went down a run and a half. The runs went up a little bit, and all of a sudden you had winning baseball here in Baltimore.
Jeremy Guthrie's going to make the start tonight. What does it mean? Well, for him, I mean, we don't know, but there are scouts around. The deadline is coming as far as trades are concerned, and this may be a night that if he has a really good night, Jeremy Guthrie may not pitch for the Orioles again.
Well, that's a possibility. Everybody says, well, tell me about Guthrie, because on the radar gun, boy, it's lights out, usually 91 to 97 miles per hour. Early on, he didn't get a lot of run support. He's won a game in each of the months except July. He has not been good in July. He's 0-4 with an ERA of over 7 runs a game. But we know, because we've seen it, and we've seen it, pretty much all year, that he can beat anybody. Now, the Red Sox, as we know, pretty tough to beat, but he's got the stuff, and it's pitching against a rookie. All he has to do is be better than Weiland tonight. He's got a chance, and so do the Orioles.
All right, we'll see if he can get it done. The Orioles have the pen lined up for tonight to help him if he needs it, with Johnson and Koji O'Hara available. How's it going to go? That's what we're here to find out. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by The Smurfs in 3D, in theaters July 29th. Summer night, Smurfs are enjoying it down there in the Inner Harbor. Just boogalooing along the ships there. Let's take a look at our Train game time temperature, brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop at Train. 87 degrees. Pretty good thunderstorm went through here at about 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon with a lot of rain and wind. And it's cleared it out a little bit. Temperature's still up, and so is the humidity. Take a look at the starting lineup for Terry Francona's #1 Red Sox in the division. It'll be Ellsbury, Pedroia, Gonzalez, Youkilis, Reddick, and Crawford, Saltalamacchia, Drew, and Scudero. Kyle Crawford, lifetime numbers against the O's.
And our AFCIA scouting report brought to you by AFCIA. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. We'll stick around. Last 8 starts into the 7th inning, or actually 7 innings, only one time. Outpitched the rookie. Whelan will pitch in his second major league start, and then a lack of support. We talked about it all year long. He's got about the 7th worst run support, actually the 6th, at 3.36 runs a game. So, maybe they'll get him some runs. He's 1-7 against the Red Sox, and that 4.62 ERA, the way the Orioles are swinging the bat, if he could actually maintain that tonight, maybe a chance to win it.
Here's Jacoby Ellsbury at a 3 for 4 in the ballgame last night. Ellsbury continuing to pump that average up at 3.15 as he comes into this play. He's continued his streak against the Orioles. 27 consecutive games he has hit against the Orioles, and he will foul that one away. There are some big numbers in this lineup against Guthrie, and Jeremy well aware of that. That's why he is 1-7 against the Red Sox, including 0-1 this year in a relief appearance. He had a start against them and was non-decisioned in the start, but lost in relief. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and a breaking ball will miss inside, and a 2-ball 1-strike count on Ellsbury. He's got a 4.06 average, lifetime off Guthrie with 1 home run.
Yeah, and again, the one thing that a guy with speed, and he certainly has it with 28 steals, is you're going to give him good pitches to hit.
Yeah, it's a ground ball to second base. Davis is there. 1 down.
Let's take a look at our Nissan defense tonight for the Orioles. Matt Engel called up to the big leagues over the weekend. He's in left. Jones, Markakis. That's the outfield. Reynolds, Hardy, Blake Davis, another rookie this year at second base. Derek Lee at first. Matt Wieters doing the catching tonight. It's Nissan's bottom line sales event, and we're laying it out all on the line. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer today. So there it is, the defense for the Orioles. And well, you better get the defense out when Pedroia comes to the plate.
He's got a 16-game hit streak going for Dustin Pedroia, one shy of his career high, which is 17 games. Slow roller, tough play, Reynolds, and did not get it. There was a slight hesitation by Mark trying to get it out of the glove, and as a result, Pedroia's got a 17-game hit streak, equaling his career high, and a single.
Well, this is what the Red Sox did, and this is what you're going to talk about. He's going to get to it very easily, but then the stutter step, an extra step, and by that time, Pedroia, who is playing, a lot of people, the way he plays the game, said, well, he's got a screw loose. Actually, he's got it in his left foot after the broken foot. He's going to have it removed after the season, which probably, at least the Red Sox hope, will be in November.
He now leads the Red Sox in infield hits. He's got 13, and will move one ahead of Ellsbury in that department. Now here is Gonzalez. Gonzalez has moved into the #1 spot in the American League in average with that 340 mark. He's now 4 ahead of Jose Bautista. Leads the majors in RBIs with 78. #1 in doubles with 29, and on and on and on. And there's one to second. Great stop. Davis, Hardy over to first. Double play! And a beauty. And we've given away $1,000 in a heartbeat, as our Maryland Lottery's double play contestant is Ginger Macklin from Sykesville. For every double play they turn, $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. Congratulations, Ginger. They turned the double play in the first. You got $1,000. Davis, Hardy, and plenty of time to turn the double play. Starting lineup for the O's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Angle gets the start in left field. Hardy, Markakis, Jones, Wieters, and Lee. Reynolds, Reimold, and Davis at home this season for the Orioles. Shortstop, fine numbers.
And our FCS scouting report on Kyle Wheeland. Again, second time around, second major league start, both against the Orioles. Luckily, the Irish comes out of Notre Dame, third-round draft choice, 2008. And the wow factor. The wow factor is the numbers he put up at AAA Pawtucket, where he was 8-6 with 93 innings, 69 hits. Real good number there. 99 strikeouts, more than one an inning, and then only 6 home runs.
Only start against the Orioles and became the first Red Sox player ever to be thrown out of his first Major League Baseball game, as he was the unfortunate pitcher and pretty much agreed that it was unintentional, but nevertheless hit Vladimir Guerrero and broke that bone in the hand that has placed Vladdy on the DL. Fouled off. And as far as Buck Showalter was concerned, there should have been a suspension for this young pitcher since warnings had been issued. And after that, there's no question asked if somebody else gets hit. Buck said, how come nothing happened to him? Well, here he is out on the mound and ready to go. The 0-2 delivery. Angle will take the pitch up high. So there will be that little bit of tension involved in this ball game because of that incident. May lead to nothing. May lead to something. Don't know. But he's there. And everybody on this field and in the dugouts is aware of what happened. Weiland will have to wait a minute. Angle's going to step out, so you got a couple of youngsters going against one another here in this at bat. In at third base, and now backing up a bit, Euclid with a 1-2 count. Angle's got great speed. He was one of the leaders in stolen bases at AAA ball when he was called up, so he gets moved into the leadoff spot, and Hardy's batting second.
Yeah, and if he gets on, because he did steal 20 out of 22, the Red Sox certainly know that. Their scouts will tell him that. Maybe Hardy will get some more fastballs to hit.
That one to left field. Reddick turned the wrong way and still makes the catch. Reddick missed one in center field in the ball game last night. Ellsbury was DHing. Now Ellsbury's back in center, and Reddick's playing in left. Makes the play.
Well, take a look at our Nissan defense tonight. Reddick, as you mentioned, made a great play in that 16-inning 1-0 game off the bat of Sean Rodriguez down to Tampa Bay. Ellsbury drew. Euclid Gold Glover, Scudero Pedroia Gold Glove. Adrian Gonzalez over at first, and Saltalamacchia after catching last night and hitting a home run behind the plate for the Sox.
Here is Hardy, and he will take that for a strike. J.J. Hardy continuing hot at the plate. 5-game hit streak during which he's hitting .304.
Well, you try to get him out with breaking balls, and there's a little bit of a changeup or cutter that was Weiland. He just looked like, again, in his major league debut, Fenway Park. Of course, it was the game after they had the Greg situation where Ortiz charged the mound and whatever. And just didn't look like he had very good command. Again, the ball's a little bit different, so we'll see how he is in his second start.
0-2 goes to second base. Pedroia will nab that one. And Hardy is retired.
So 2 up and 2 balls hit on the nose. Angle hits it real hard, and a high slider smacked to Pedroia.
That'll bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis and Ellsbury have things going against the opponent. You see his success against the Red Sox, currently a 19-game hit streak. For Markakis against Boston, he's hit .300 during the streak with a home run, 8 RBIs, scored 13 runs, and .667 with runners in scoring position. So Nick Markakis will stand in. He's got an 11-game hit streak overall that he continued in the ball game last night. He's hitting .318 during his current 11-game streak. And Nick again flirting with that .300 batting average, right where what Showalter said he would be. And the season turned warm. He's at .295 coming into the ball game. Showalter said, just wait, you'll see. He will reach the standards that we expect of him, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, of course, I think Buck had a pretty good track record.
Yeah,
.297 lifetime batting average. And before you go back to his rookie year, really started slow and then figured it out.
He is on pace to set a new mark for hits in a season. Right now, Markakis would have 198 hits at his current pace in 160 games. His record is 191 hits back in 2007. Jim Presley, hitting coach, has worked a lot with him here this year. got that bigger handle bat, choking up on it. And not only has it provided him with more hits, but as Presley had told him, it will also bring you some power, and it has. He's picked up the extra base hits and the home runs, even though he's choking up. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and Nick on a cut through that one, 3-2.
Yeah, good pitch to hit right here, except at 92 with some late movement, so you can get away with that. I'm not sure you want to stay there. You bring that ball down maybe 3-4 inches, and all of a sudden it becomes very hittable.
Weiland, during his minor league career, a real strikeout artist, and very low averages against him wherever he pitched in the minors. Markakis had a reach for that to left center field. Again, Reddick will move over and put it away. Weiland retires the side in order. We've completed one and no score. Game 2 of the 3-game set. Red Sox offense first in average, slugging percentage, and runs per ball game against an Orioles starting staff with an ERA that is 5.11, last in the American League, and the O's starters inning pitch is also last. It's been Jeremy Guthrie and Alfredo Simon are the only two pitchers over the last 31 days that have been able to reach that 7th inning for the O's.
Yeah, and Jeremy, of course, to get 7 innings on the good side, has only done it once out of his last 8 starts. So you'd certainly like to have him do it. He's certainly capable of doing it. But I just think, again, early on he pitched well. He didn't get him a lot of runs. And then you start looking at that 1-loss record, and you can't do it in one game. You just have to get back to the process of pitching well.
Kevin Youkilis, the number 4 hitter. Youkilis putting up enormous numbers again with a .285 average, 52 walks, 26 doubles, and 13 home runs. A big on base percentage. He will foul it back. He's a .275 lifetime hitter off Guthrie, and he has 3 home runs against the Orioles starter.
Yeah, those are the numbers. That, and of course, we saw it last night with the ability to hit in the clutch. I mean, he stays inside the ball, doesn't try to do too much. Certainly capable of hitting home runs, but he can hit line drives all over the field when it matters.
And Guthrie trying to get him to go after one. That one is going to miss outside. The second game of the 3-game suspensions being served by David Ortiz, the designated hitter, of course, for Boston, and by Kevin Gray, the closer for the Orioles. Neither of them will be appearing in this 3-game set.
Yeah, Ortiz was another guy with hitting .343 against Jeremy. So, of course, it didn't bother him last night when they got 16 hits and 5 walks.
Kind of I mean, there are lots of scary numbers. The Red Sox have won 7 in a row against the Orioles. They have a 3-game win streak overall. I thought the one that really jumped out at me, the Red Sox have had 10 or more hits in 8 consecutive games against the Orioles. So, I mean, Guthrie just has an enormous task facing him here to try and shut this team down.
And a lot of it has to do on a very hot night. I mean, it's going to get hotter here in Baltimore, but it's probably early, right around 90, 92 with the rainstorm did not bring the humidity down. It's the pitch count.
Very little breeze here tonight. Lots of blue sky, though, after the storm went through. Euclid will foul that one off his foot. He'd rather had not done that, as he will limp around here.
And you see why they're so tough, and we saw it last night. Pedroia, Euclid, Ellsbury with 2 strike hits. Dave Magadan, again, I mean, he was a terrific line drive hitter in his major league career. He's just made 2 of about as good a fastball pitches as you can with 2 strikes, and Euclid has fouled him off. This one hurts. This is 96 running down and in, and he hits it right off his shin. That's going to bark. That's after he protected on the outside corner.
That brought Terry Francona and the trainer out immediately, because Euclid is not one to limp around unless he really is hurt. And Francona will head back in. Red Sox a game and a half ahead of the Yankees coming into today's play. With their victory last night, the Yankees winning with a bases loaded walk in Tampa Bay. That'll go to right field. Markakis will have plenty of time to get under it. Dan Euclid is retired, one away in the second inning. Reddick and Crawford to follow. Orioles Red Sox wrap up their 3-game series tomorrow. Note the start time. It is a special afternoon game, 12:35. An invitation to skip out of work early and help paint the park orange. That's tomorrow. 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com for tickets. A lot of people showing up for the ball game a little late here tonight on this summer evening after that rain that went through. Grounded towards first, lead diving, can't get it. Reddick is on. Reddick will get the second hit for the Red Sox, 1-out single.
Well, again, a awfully good young hitter. He's hitting close to 350. This is an information pitch. You throw your best fastball. Yes, it's in the middle of the plate, but you get to see his bat speed. You got to stay out of that area. He can't get it.
That'll bring up Kyle Crawford, who came off the DL to play in the ball game, and successfully so, as he had a 2 for 5. He continues in the DH role with Ortiz out. Ellsbury was the DH last night. Runner at first base and 1 away. Crawford, a 349 lifetime average off Guthrie, and has seen him a lot in all the games that he played with Tampa Bay. Only 3 strikeouts. A long look to Tim Bogart third, with Reddick on at first base. Not a particularly big lead over there, but a chance for a hit and run here. Runner not going, and the pitch will be outside, ball 2.
Yeah, especially if the count gets 2-0, 2-1, and if that's one of your running counts, somebody has to cover the base. That's the whole theory about the hit and run, is that you try to get the infielders to move. And again, it's a pitcher, you get 2-0, 2-1, you're going to have to throw a strike.
Runner not going here. Ball down the line in left field. Angle with a long run, and it'll be out of play. Crawford puts the ball in play or strikes out. He's got 9 walks in the 68 games that he's played in, and 46 strikeouts. And again, he looks at Bogart to see whether or not runner over at first base Reddick is going to be going. He hasn't extended the lead at all. Crawford tough to double up with that good speed he's got from that left side of the plate.
The one thing about Jeremy Guthrie when it comes to stealing bases, they've only attempted 7 all year long. He holds runners well. He's quick to the plate, and then you have one of the best throwing catchers in baseball behind the plate with Matt Wieters.
Matt throwing out 45% of base stealers. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Runner not going here. Crawford towards the middle. A chance again for 2. Davis, Hardy, quick, not in time. Wouldn't have had him even if the throw had been up. That's Crawford's speed. So it'll be a fielder's choice, 2 down.
Yeah, nice good pitch right there. Just a good sinking fastball. So you get part of the equation to turn. The problem is that, again, the hamstring is healed. Nice slide by Reddick. He gets in on J.J. Hardy, so he really can't clear the runner because of the fact that Reddick gets down there so quickly.
A runner at first base with 2 down, and that will bring up Saltalamacchia. Crawford has 8 stolen bases in 12 chances, even though he was on the DL and came back last night. His 69th game compared to 93 or 94 for most of the other Red Sox starters. 2 down. Crawford will not take a big lead, and the off-speed pitch is in to Saltalamacchia. Red Sox catcher had a 2 for 5. The ball game last night. The much bantied about question of could the Red Sox get enough out of their catchers between Saltalamacchia and Veritek on the year certainly was answered in the first half with a positive. I mean, they aren't great big numbers, but 7 home runs. Saltalamacchia. Veritek has 5. Veritek's got 18 RBIs. Saltalamacchia 25. You combine the numbers together that the 2 catchers have put up, and as Terry Francona says, more than adequate.
Yeah, and they have more than Matt Wieters. And I mean, that's not to certainly to criticize him. It's just that's what you have to do sometimes. You have a young catcher, you have a veteran catcher. And the one thing that we've seen that, boy, and they've been talking about is how Jason Veritek has helped Jared Saltalamacchia, because it is a difficult job to come in on a team that has such great expectations and fulfill them, especially behind the plate.
2-strike count with 2 down. Long hold by Guthrie. Runner not going, and the fastball will be up high to Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, Jared was talking about, I mean, when they started out 0-6, 1-8, there were a lot of fingers pointing at him.
There were a lot of fingers and a lot of people saying that the Red Sox needed to go out and get a catcher.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it would be Pudge Rodriguez, and that's never transpired, at least not to this point.
Terry Francona was always very patient about that. Much like Buck Showalter talking about Marquez or veterans when they're struggling. Francona said the same thing about his 2 catchers. He said they'll be fine. Just hang on. We'll get what we need out of them, and we certainly will get to work behind the plate. And as Buck Showalter said about his hitters, they'll rise to the level of the track record that he's always using as a term. And generally that's been the case. 1 ball, 2-strike count. There goes Crawford. There goes Wieters, and a stolen base. Got a slap tag over from the shortstop side, and that gave Crawford enough room to get in.
Yeah, that's the difference. Matt just pulls it a little bit to the shortstop side, and again, not a great lead. Good throw probably gets him. Bad throw, he just barely beats it. Well, again, good throw and good pitch to throw on. Just couldn't get it to the right side of the base.
Puts him in scoring position. Our Volkswagen Super Slow-Mo brought to you by the Volkswagen Autobahn All Event. Hurry in before the deals run out. 2 ball, 2-strike count to Saltalamacchia. And he'll take it away, 3-2. Red Sox game will change a little bit. They're 9th in the league in stolen bases, but with Crawford back and Ellsbury running and Pedroia running, they've got a chance to up the stolen base numbers in the second half.
No, it just gives them an option. And you don't think that with their kind of offense they're going to struggle for runs, but you can manufacture some with those 3 players.
3-2 delivery, and it's foul back. And Guthrie trying to get him out and leave that runner on. This is where Jeremy has had some particular problems this year. Runners in scoring position with 2 down. The opponent batting average against him is .298. It is the highest of any of the situational possibilities faced by Guthrie, and that's the situation he's got right here. Here's the 3-2 delivery again. Saltalamacchia is gone. Guthrie gets the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Runner left in scoring position. Orioles with Jones, Wieters, and Lee coming up. And is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. And by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning. Great times on deck. Grab some buds. The Jim Palmer, Gary Thorne, our great crew here at Camden Yards. Another nice house on hand. And the Orioles, as Buck Showalter said, always happy to take Red Sox fans' money. Keep pouring it on. And they do. Here's Adam Jones. Jones, Wieters, and Lee. Adam's got a 4-game hit streak coming into the ball game.
Yeah, a couple of hits in Weiland's first major league debut up in Boston.
Adams had home runs in consecutive ball games. Cleveland and then the Red Sox Sunday Monday. And he will take the strike. Adam Jones has continued to push the average up. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in his last 4 ball games. And now at 286 his current average. Weiland will miss up high with it, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
We talked about Notre Dame, $322,000 signing bonus, and he was a closer, a reliever. They turned him into a starter.
Weiland's pitch will be foul back. He has spent 1 year at each of the minor league levels before moving up. At AAA last year, batting average .206 against him, led all AAA pitchers, not just in the International League, but all of them. Led the Red Sox minor leaguers with 99 strikeouts. His ERA of 3.0 was the second best in the organization to Alex Wilson's. Well, he's had, his minor league career just did what he was supposed to do. He grew in it. And a base hit. So Adam Jones plunks one, and the Orioles have the leadoff man on, and the first hit here in the second inning. Our second inning sponsored by Luna. Call today for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. Active hit streak shared by nobody. Dustin Pedroia's got 17. Nick behind him with 11. Then Juan Pierre, Austin Kearns, and Gordon Beckham. Here's Matt Wieters. Runner on at first and nobody out. The Orioles will try and get something going here. Matt, a 2 for 5 in the ball game. Jones with an enormous jump. Chose not to go, but he was a quarter of the way down before the pitch was delivered. He's talking to Wayne Kirby about that. Weiland wasn't even looking over at him. He's looking now. 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. May have been a little bit away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Matt.
Well, we talked about Jared Satelamacchia just trying to get help from his pitching staff, especially have a rookie on the mound. At least give me a chance. Make him stop. Hold the ball. Step off. Throw over. Make sure if he has a big lead. Of course, Wieters is trying to get something to drive into right field.
And that'll be swung on and missed. Foul tip, says the umpire.
Yeah, the one number that you look at when you look at Kyle Weiland is how many home runs. Only threw 6 of them in 93 innings. Over 18 starts in a AAA. So again, you like that number, and the fact he only had 69 hits in those 93 innings.
Very positive numbers. Certainly earned the opportunity to be with a big club. 1-2 delivery on the way, and again staying away from him. Ball is blocked by Satelamacchia, and the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Kept that one out in front of him. Yeah, a little change up. You can see the circle change grip right there. You would think that would be one of his better pitches, only because again, he's got kind of that 3/4 arm slot when we talk about Weiland. So hard to throw a real good breaking ball. Jones trying to get his attention, did, and just got back in on the slap tag. Pretty good move right there, and the jump move by Weiland. Yeah, the one thing, the important thing, you could see him pick that left foot up. That's that front foot, and turn it, and then the snap throw. So very quick, and Adam goes to the outfield side of the bag. It takes a little bit longer for Adrian Gonzalez to tag him once he's safe. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery to Wieters, and he stays away. Weiland working away has not thrown anything.
Well, that's kind of the theory here. You'd like to think, at least early in the count, that Matt's going to look for a ball and hit it into right field. So you try to run the ball down and away, and even if he would hit a single the other way, and the double play would still be in order. But now 3-2, he'll probably be running. And if you're Saltalamacchia behind the plate, you have to make sure that you frame the pitch, otherwise it's ball 4. So it's a great running situation. Pitcher has to throw a strike, you have to catch it.
3-2 strike count. Jones going. Wieters slams it. He's got a base hit. Jones will get the third easily. Ellsbury coming on to make sure he stays there. He'll make the big turn. Pedroia will turn and hold him, and Wieters is on. And the Orioles cover the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, Matt, that average closer to 300 here at home at Camden Yards. So he gets a good pitch. You could see it up in the zone. Pedroia can't get it. If he does, it's probably going to be a double play. But Adam Jones, because he's running, easily. You can see the play in front of him. And there's no way Ellsbury can get it to keep Adam from getting all the way to third base.
So here's the chance for the Orioles as they get Lee up. The infield will stay back and give up a run if they can get a double play with nobody out in the second inning. D. Lee, a 3-game hit streak. He continued it with a 2-for-4 in the ball game last night. 162 with runners in scoring position on the year for him. And that is going to be in there for a strike. So the Orioles looking for the big hit. Last night, his first triple in a couple of years.
Yeah, ball just kept carrying and Reddick couldn't get it. And again, the one home run that Weiland gave up in Fenway Park was to Derek Lee.
0-1 count. And that ball is going to be popped up shallow right field. J.D. Drew, runner will tag. Jones will fake the go. Drew will get it in to the cutoff man, and nobody can move. And not a productive at bat for Lee.
Well, he started him off with a changeup, and you learn, even if this is only your second major league, what did he hit up in Boston? I thought it was a breaking ball. So here, the high fastball, it gets him to pop it up.
Now the discussion about defensive play here and how they want to pitch to Reynolds. Mark comes into the ball game as he's up there among the leaders in home runs now. His 20 home runs put him in the 6th spot in the American League, with Jose Bautista leading it with 31. But Reynolds in the top 10 in the home run department, and looking to get that 50th RBI and start heading on to the 100 RBI season he'd love to have. Had an 0-for-4 in the ball game last night. First and third, one down.
You kind of have two opposing forces here. You have a strikeout guy, 105 and 305 at bats. He walks a lot. Doesn't hit many double plays, only 6. So he's trying to get a ball in the air.
That'll be into the seats.
Weiland's trying to get a ground ball or maybe a strikeout.
The O's trying to take advantage. They got the first 2 on, second inning. Another one of those innings where you simply have got to score.
Well, you have to do it because of what you talked about, the fact that they, talking about the Red Sox, can score so many runs. If you're Kyle Weiland, I bet Jared Saltalamacchia said, hey, even if you give him one, just make it one. Small inning. No big innings.
0-1 delivery. And another one, same place.
Yeah, 2 hanging sliders. Just sliders in the middle of the plate at 87.
2 really disappointing numbers for the Orioles this year have been the runner in scoring position numbers for Reynolds and Lee. Much better on the road for Mark as well than he's done here at Camden Yards. That's a bit of a surprise. He's hitting only 192 with runners in scoring position, and as we said, Derek Lee at 162. Those are nowhere near the numbers they'd hope to get out of 2 RBI players. Weiland will miss up high with that. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And then you throw in Guerrero's numbers with runners in scoring position. Not certainly where he would like it at only 225. So again, the guys in the middle of your lineups not hitting as well as you'd like.
Orioles have dropped to 7th as a team in that department in the American League, the runner in scoring position number. That slow roller is going to go to third and foul. Orioles had been number 1 for more than 2 months. with runner in scoring position average at the top of the pile, and that has dipped, and that has led to some tough times here over the last month and a half, 2 months.
And then the other thing you factor in, especially with Mark Reynolds, is the fact that with the runner at third and less than 2 outs, one of these situations, he's only 5 for 27. That's 185. So again, you know what he's trying to do, not to strike out. He's trying to get a ball in the air, and you've got a young pitcher trying to K him.
1-2 count. And he got that one. That's going to go to the corner in left field. And that'll take a hop off the wall. Jones will score. Leaders on his way to third will be held. An RBI double for Reynolds. He gets it done, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
So you can throw all those numbers out the window. Here's a changeup. 85 right down the middle. And he's all over it. Reddick can't get it. He'll stumble a little bit on, again, we have the great drainage system here, but that's where the water drains. So again, a big thunderstorm came through here around 4 o'clock. So that's some clutch hitting.
50 RBIs now for Reynolds. Adam Jones has got 56. Lead the Orioles. And here's the designated hitter. Reimold again in that spot. He had a 1 for 5 in the ball game last night. Buck Showalter talking today about continuing to try and get him at bats in games, and DHing him is one way to do that with Guerrero out. And a ground ball towards short. Scudero's got it. He'll make the play to first, but a run will score as they have the infield back, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Reimold's got an RBI.
Pretty good situational hitting there. Not a lot of speed. Take a look right here. There are your records. So again, more runs at home. For some reason, better runners in scoring position. And again, the ERA. And again, on the road, entirely when you look at the runs, you're giving up almost a run, 2 a game more than you're scoring. That's why the record is what it is.
Red Sox are exactly the opposite. The Red Sox are 13-19 on the road. Here's Blake Davis, runner on at second base, and there are 2 down. Youkilis in at third again with the Speedy Davis hitting in the 9 spots. The Orioles tonight have 2 leadoff batters in that 9-1 situation, with Angle in the leadoff spot and Davis playing second base and batting in the number 9 spot. Davis 1 for 6 on the homestand in the chances Blake Davis has had. And he'll foul that one off outside of first base and even the count up at 1-1. Davis at 284 before the call up. 5 home runs with the Tides in 49 games. That is a career high for him in home runs with 5. His game is about speed, some extra base hits. He had 24 RBIs in those 49 games.
Yeah, they've been coming out early. Maybe not today because of the rain, but working on the bunting. Wayne Kirby, first base coach, got Angle out. Andino.
That'll go to second. Pedroia will corral it. The Orioles will get a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits and leave only 1 on, and the Orioles lead it 2-0. Camden Yards this year, the T-shirt shop is a place you got to go. It's located on the lower level concourse third base side. You can order and receive customized jerseys, T-shirts, put your own logo, favorite name, whatever you want on the back, and they'll do it for you. An exciting one-of-a-kind keepsake for you. That's the T-shirt shop at Oriole Park. Great place for gifts. You'll want to buy me something, Mike. A 2-0 lead. 2-3-0 for the Orioles. 0-2-0 for the Red Sox as we go to the third inning for Jeremy Guthrie, looking to get his fourth win of the year. 3-13. 41-61 lifetime for the Orioles right-hander. And here is J.D. Drew. Drew has not been hitting particularly well, but he's going to be in this lineup because he hits Guthrie ferociously. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and Drew will take it up high for a ball, a 2-0 count.
Here's your shutdown inning. I mean, ideally, if you're an Oriole fan and you're Jeremy Guthrie, you're Buck Showalter, you're his teammates, you're saying, come on, slam the door. This guy, I mean, he really looked like he was feeling for the baseball last night, and now we are at 3-0. Started him off with a curveball. How many curveballs does he throw? What are the chances of throwing that pitch for a strike? You probably only throw about 50% of them anyway, so you get behind them, and now they need base runners, and that's what he can do as well as anybody.
He will take that pitch on the inside corner. 3-1. Guthrie has walked 36. He has dropped out of the top 10 in walks per innings pitched over the last three starts as the number of walks have gone up. 3-1 delivered to J.D. Drew, and he'll top that one foul. Guthrie comes back on him to take it full, 3-2. Jeremy, a couple of home runs in the last outing against Cleveland. He gave up 6 runs and 5 hits in only 5 innings. Last 2 starts, he has gone only 5 innings in each of the games. First against Texas and then against Cleveland. 3-2 delivery to Drew, and he's got that to right. Markakis led to play it on a hop. And Drew's got a leadoff single, the third hit for the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's all about the count. You look at the scoreboard, you get behind 3-0, you come back with the 3 consecutive fastballs. There's the target, ends up 97, doesn't matter. Foot down, he gets a pitch to hit. He's seen 3 consecutive fastballs all over it. So Drew, who was not looking good, looks a lot better when he gets the count in his favor.
So he's on with a base hit to lead off the inning. Guthrie retires 72% of leadoff batters. Marco Scudero, 5-game hit streak. He had a 2 for 5 in the ballgame last night. He's a .276 lifetime hitter against Guthrie. He's been putting up some very solid numbers for the Red Sox, bottom part of that order with 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, 6 doubles. J.D. Drew, not a base stealer at first. 1-0. He was taking all the way. It's in there, 1-1. Red Sox, a very patient team. They are not afraid to hit with a strike. They'll wait if you're willing to give them the walk. They are more than willing to take it as they lead the American League in free passes. And no play on that one.
Yeah, I think again, ideally what you'd like to do is throw strike one and then work around the perimeters, the periphery of the strike zone. A lot of times, if you can't throw strike one, then everything changes because they're so patient. As a veteran hitting team, they have a pretty good idea of what they want to hit, and they'll do that all the way to 2 strikes. Makes it very difficult unless you really have command of your stuff.
And they do it up and down the order. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Drew at first base. Other pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Guthrie trying to get his ERA down a bit too, as that has gone up over the last 3 ball games to that 4.45 mark. American League average is 3.88 in ERA. 2-2 delivery on the way, and it fouled away and a pitch down and away. Jeremy, among starters with 100 or more innings pitched, is 19th in innings pitched, coming into the game with 123. Of those 44 pitchers who have 100 or more innings, his ERA is the 7th highest in that group of 44 with over 100 innings. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. And again, what the Red Sox do so often, foul off good pitches. Count will stay at 2-2. Drew at first base has not lengthened his lead at all.
And then what happens if you do go 3-2? Terry Francona will probably start J.D. Drew. And it's harder to get the double play ball.
That one in the air to left field. That'll set Angle back. He's got plenty of room. Runner halfway. One away in the third inning. Birdland Tradition returning on Friday. The first 25,000 fans 21 and over are going to get the camouflage floppy hat. You won't be able to see it, but you'll know you've got it on your head. It's presented by Miller Lite. Don't miss the annual fan favorite. The Birds and Angels will be going at it. That's on Friday, 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com.
Yeah, did you, Jim Hunter and Rick Dempsey had it on.
I couldn't see it.
No, I know.
It's camouflage.
Right with those golf shirts that they were wearing in this extremely hot, humid weather.
It's good for them. Keep the hats on.
Kind of blended in with the asphalt out there, or whatever they were.
The asphalt.
Whatever.
Holy cow. Ellsbury to second base. Busy night. Davis, Hardy. Did it again. No runs, one hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. That is the second double play pulled. And Ginger Macklin, you have won another $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest. We're giving you a call, Ginger, for a little after dinner beverage. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/get Fios. 1910 Cy Young. It took 11 innings. He got the victory over the Senators and won his 500. 1920 Babe Ruth, the first player to hit 30 homers in a season. And in 09, Ian Kinsler, the fifth major leaguer to have both a leadoff and a walk-off home run in the same game. Unfortunately for Cy Young, even though he beat the Senators and got his 500th career victory, there was no award to give him.
No. Why? This is award.
Center field hit hard, angled. Ellsbury's there.
Well, he couldn't have won the Cy Young Award. There was an award that he won, right?
Couldn't get the Cy Young Award.
No,
he was Cy Young.
Yes. I mean, what, 512 wins,
dilemma.
something like that? He ended up with somewhere in the 500 range.
512.
512. That's a good. Nice round number. 512 wins. Pitched doubleheaders.
Complete games 328. That's something like that. It was some ridiculous number.
I would think might have made me more.
Yeah, it might have been higher. We'll look at
Robin Roberts, the late Robin Roberts, had over.
Cy Young had.
Robin had over 300 in his career.
It was an embarrassment if he didn't pitch a complete game. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Hardy, and he'll take it for a strike. Hardy grounded out. His first time up for Hardy this year, hitting only 174 against the Red Sox, a home run and 5 RBIs. Orioles trying to get out of this 7-game losing streak they have to Boston. They won the first 2 games of the series and have lost the next 7. They are up against the Red Sox team, though, that is particularly hot on the road. They've won 5 consecutive road games. There's Vladdy watching on the Felix PA. That is in there for a strike. Weiland gets his first. Now you take a look at the head-to-head. The numbers pretty much sum it up. 66-41 the run differential. Home runs 14-8. The ERA up 4.10 to 6.8.
Even though when you 9 into 66 and you realize that you're giving up over 7 runs a game, even though the ERA a little bit under 7.
How many complete games Cy Young had?
I would say probably 500 something.
749.
To finish what he started, apparently.
749.
Yeah, because we were only talking about the wins.
Yeah, he won 511. 511 wins, so 749.
No wonder they
games.
named that award after him.
Holy moly!
I feel not worthy.
Well, imagine how I feel. You had I had a couple 20-win seasons.
Yeah, but I
had none.
Yeah, but you're a lawyer.
Well, I did win a batting title in Pony League. So
did you really?
So I guess I feel really
aluminum
bad.
bat?
No.
Maine? No, it had to be wood.
No, we had screws in the bats we used because we only got one. A 3-ball, 1-strike count on Nick Markakis. 2 down, nobody on. Markakis flied out to left his first time up. Kyle Weiland, 9 days since his last start, second major league start, both against the Orioles. Nick Markakis will take it away, and he's on. 2-out walk.
Yeah, young pitcher, and you just want to put a little more pressure on him. And even the base on balls. You get down by 2, you don't want to make it 3. Now all of a sudden you get one of the Orioles' hottest hitters. As you mentioned, home runs in consecutive games. Already, I mean, the career high for Adam Jones is 19 home runs. So, again, if he can stay healthy, which he did last year, you would think he's going to surpass his highest home run total, and that 288, 4 points higher than he hit last year.
And he's loved hitting here at Camden Yards, more so than ever this year. 301 here, and 13 of his 16 home runs have been hit in this ballpark. Adam comes in with the 5th highest average at home and the 3rd most RBIs in his home ballpark in the American League. He's got Markakis on with 2 down. Jones singled and scored. Reynolds and Reimold have the RBIs so far with a 2-0 lead for the O's. Jones will hit that one towards the hole, and that's under the glove of Youkilis. And it is in there for a base hit. So Adams 2 for 2. Markakis down to second base.
Yeah, the ability for Adam Jones to bunt brings the third baseman in, not all the way to the grass. You can see right there. But again, the fact that he will bunt, even though he's been red hot. And again, we've seen the infield, even though it rained, maybe speeding up a little bit. A lot of ground balls the last 2 games going through.
So Matt Wieters is going to get the 2-out RBI chance. Matt singled and scored his first time up. Wieters second in the league with runners in scoring position, only to Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers. Cabrera's hitting .383 in these situations. Wieters .371. 2 down, 2 on. Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Misses. Solid all season long in that department for the Orioles.
Yeah, another guy, again, as we mentioned earlier, loves to hit here. Average well over 290 at home.
And that's going to miss down low, so he gets the hitter's count 2-0. Going to the All-Star game, and a great time there.
Well, how about the gesture of Russell Martin? Going to Ron Washington and said, I've already played an All-Star game, and Matt got to actually play. You can't think of a more classy move than Russell Martin of the Yankees.
2-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to be taken up. And a 3-0 count. So Island with runners at first and second and 2 down, running into problems here after he got a fly ball and a strikeout to get the first 2 outs of the inning.
Well, let's see if he hits.
Waiting on deck is Lee. Wieters hitting in the 5-hole. He was hitting, and it's a base hit into right field. Markakis will score. Jones to third as that ball deflected off the glove of Gonzalez, and that allowed Markakis plenty of time to cross with the third run of the ballgame.
Yeah, young pitcher, you know he's not going to probably throw an off-speed pitch. He does it. Fastball right outside middle of the plate, and right there, Adrian can't quite get to it. You could see just, not that he didn't get a good jump, he just couldn't knock it down. That was his intention. There's your third run, 3-0 lead, and boy, you better get as many as you can. As Kurt Young, their pitching coach, the first year that Kurt is with the Red Sox after coming over from Oakland.
Weiland the little talk to. 37 RBIs for Wieters. Runners at first and third with 2 down. The Orioles getting a big 2-out hit, and now Lee flied out. We'll have a chance for another. 3-game hit streak for Derek Lee. Orioles now 3 runs on 5 hits against the young Red Sox starter. And the pitch will be outside for a ball. Lee has picked up a .417 average, 5 for 12 during the 3-game hit streak coming into this ball game. He would desperately like to get it going here in the second half, which has been the better half of seasons for him. 1-0 pitch inside out, foul ball. Orioles offense has gained the attention of a lot of people around the majors, especially those in the Eastern Division of the American League. And if the Orioles' young pitchers who are going to come back up, like Brian Mattis, can perform here in the second half at all, the Orioles can win some games. Goes to center. It'll be Ellsbury moving under it, and he's got it. Orioles will get a run. They do it on a couple of hits, will leave 2 on base, and have a 3-0 lead. Gonzalez first inning, good turn. Davis, Hardy, and Lee combining, and they would do it again to end the third inning on Jacoby Ellsbury. And nice plays by Hardy to get rid of it, and Davis to get it to him.
Yeah, and when we saw Blake Davis, he had only played 19 games at second base, and came up as a shortstop playing in the outfield at AAA. So a lot of work with Willie Randolph, and they seemed like they were pretty routine. But again, especially the last one, he took a couple of steps back, made sure he got one, and then they double up one of the quickest guys in baseball, in Jacoby Ellsbury.
And he made some nice plays on a couple of tough hops at second base for Davis. It'll be Pedroia, Gonzalez, and Youkilis due up in the fourth inning. Orioles 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. Jeremy Guthrie, no walks and a strikeout. Kyle Weiland with a walk and a strikeout for the Red Sox.
It's a game of having a process of getting to where you want to go. And right here with a 3-0 lead, one batter at a time, back through the heart of their lineup. There's another good pitch. Surprised they don't play Pedroia a little more to right field. We saw last night his ability. He hit a ball for the double off the wall that was probably about 2 inches off the outside corner. But they'd play him a step to pull.
Pedroia's equaled his all-time high, and with a hit streak of 17 games with the single he got. That came back in 08 when he hit in 17 consecutive. He has also reached base now in 29 straight ball games for Dustin Pedroia.
He was walking across the field on the way to the under the stadium cages, and I said, "Boy, you're hot." I said, "How many games is that hitting streak?" He said, "I have no idea." And I believe that. It seems like he has the ability, because if you look at him, he's kind of the guy that was on your team in Little League. You're going, where's he going to play? He's too little, but he's figured it out. If you look at him, he doesn't have great muscle tone, but he's got great hand-eye coordination, great agility. Did win an MVP in 2008. That's an MVP of the entire American League.
2-2 delivery is put up in the air to center. Jones is there, and Pedroia is retired. One away in the 4th inning. Sunday, July 24. Your kids can live out their big league dreams. Fans under 14 are invited to run the bases after the 1:35 game against the Angels. That's coming up on Sunday. Get your tickets in advance and save at 888-848-BIRD. Or go to Orioles.com. With Simone back and he's off the restricted list, he is going to be pitching the ball game on Friday, the opener against Irvin Santana against the Angels. Brad Bergeson will go against Joel Pinheiro, and Jeremy Guthrie will take on Tyler Chatwood, who is also pitching tonight for the Angels. Jake Arrieta, Andrew Miller are on tap for the day game tomorrow. Don't forget, 12:35 is the start time for it. You saw Bell has been sent back down for Josh Bell, just a 1-game stay. He did get into the ball game last night, but with Simone coming back, they want Bell to get at bats and not be sitting around, so he's gone back down again.
Yeah, he played left field, got a base hit. See you later. A couple of good pitches to Adrian Gonzalez. Change up and a curveball.
And that pitch will be taken inside. Gonzalez with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. If he only could hit home runs, he'd be a threat to the Triple Crown, but how many have said that? He leads the league in average and leads the majors in RBIs, but he is not among the top 10 in the homer department. He's got 17.
Well, he had 31 last year, and one of the biggest parks in baseball, even though you don't play all your games in San Diego. And he'll figure it out. I think, again, coming off shoulder surgery, he had shoulder surgery to that front arm, so
figure it out. What else are you going to do?
No, I mean figure it out home run.
Oh, I was going to say what's left.
Yeah, well, no, there is nothing left. That's why they committed 7 years, over $150 million, because he can get it. He can do pretty much anything with it, with that bat.
2-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Guthrie will get his second strikeout.
Well, that's the way you pitch. Curveball, strike 1. Changeup, strike 2. 2-2. Throw him a really good slider, and he's had a good one tonight. So both of the sliders and the strikeouts coming on that pitch. Saltalamacchia went down for the first one.
Guthrie, with 2 down, nobody on, will face Youkilis, who flied out to right field his first time up. Jeremy Guthrie here at home this year has gone 2-5. 2 of his 3 wins have come here in Camden Yards. He's got a lifetime 20-32 record with an ERA of 4.3 in his home ballpark.
It's been the kind of year, Gary, as you know, win in April, win in May, win in June. Still looking for number 1 in July.
July has been very tough for him, 0-4 with a 7.08 ERA in the month of July. Head over to Facebook.com/Masson Orioles, and you can enter for a chance to win one of 30 Orioles autographed items Masson is giving away all month long. 1-1 delivery to Youkilis, inside out. Foul ball, no play.
Kevin Youkilis trying to figure out what is he going to do. First pitch slider, now pitching a little bit backwards. Certainly not predictable. 94-97 tonight. Making good pitches. Got a 3-run lead.
Tried to get him to chase. He rarely does that, and will take it away. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Youkilis. Youkilis has been on base a season high 26 straight games coming into this. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Guthrie with 2 down and nobody on. And Youkilis will take it inside, and it's a full count. Youkilis against the Red Sox has always been, as he is against so many, a very tough out against the O's. .333 this year with a couple of home runs against the Orioles. Guthrie with the full count. And Youkilis to center field. Jones back. And he's got it. A 1-2-3 inning for Guthrie, and the Orioles continue on top 3-0. Think possible, and by Nissan. It's Nissan's bottom line sales event, and we're laying it on the line. Visit ChooseNissan.com or visit your local dealer today. 87 degrees at game time with lots of clear skies around when we started. The Thunder Bumpers have been in the area all night, and a pretty good storm went through right over the heart of downtown Baltimore. It's been a good night for the game. No breeze here at the ballpark. It'll be Reynolds, Reimold, and Davis due up. 24-year-old Weiland delivers, and that'll be popped up. Pedroia called off for the shortstop, Scudero, and he's got it. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 4th inning. Tonight's AL League leaders brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots await at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. The home runs in July, Red Sox on top, followed closely by the Orioles and Rangers, and the Indians, Angels, and Twins. Red Sox have pounded the baseball, be it home or away. They've been able to hit home runs not only at Fenway, but almost equally as well on the road. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Nolan Reimold, the DH, RBI, and a ground ball out for him. 0-1 delivered. See the numbers for the Red Sox this season. Amazing road record at 30-19. Runs per game almost the same as at home. Home runs equally good.
Yeah, they lead the American League in home runs on the road, and that's how, with that 50-point batting average, higher at home, they're still able to score over 5 runs a game.
Their home runs at Fenway, they've out-homered opponents 52-32 on the road, 64-49. That's pretty darn good. Nice play with the ball girl.
Well, another part of the equation for the Red Sox success on the road is their speed. You think Fenway's such a confining ballpark. You know, Crawford who won his first Gold Glove. When he gets healthy, when he gets on the road, he can cover some territory. As is Ellsbury. Obviously, Drew not hitting like he wants, but he's a very good right fielder.
plays well in Fenway because of how huge right field is.
2-ball, 2-strike count to Reimold, and he'll take it away. That road record, by the way, for Boston is the best in the majors at 30-19. Did not go around on the check with Mike Winters, crew chief down at first base.
And another thing, Terry Francona doesn't have it at the time, but when Buchholz and Lester and Beckett are pitching, he's got 3 number 1 starters. That's how good they are.
Here's the 3-2, and Reimold to get it back. He will draw the walk, so the Orioles have 1 on, 1 down in the 4th inning. Weiland's second walk of the ball game, and that will bring up Blake Davis. Davis will draw the attention of Youkilis again, who moves in. He grounded out to second base his first time up. Boy, some great chances, as Buck Showalter likes to put it. Orioles still trying to figure out who's going to be in left field. Engel's getting his chances, even though that's not his so-called position. Davis getting chances at second base.
Well, until Brian Roberts gets back, obviously somebody's going to have to play. So Andino hits lefties well, even though he had a big hit, 4 RBI game, 3-run home run on Sunday. You're just trying to mix and match, try to get some offense. You know, right here, Blake Davis ought to be looking for a ball. He can hit into right field. Do not pitch it, swing at that down and away sinker early on. And try to get the runner into scoring position or get him all the way to third base. And of course, if you're a young pitcher, I'm not sure Weiland understands this, but one of the cardinal rules for a right-handed pitcher is if you could stay away from that runner at third less than 2 outs, you have a chance to be successful.
Got a runner on at first base here with 1 down, and Davis with a 1-strike count. Gonzalez holding at first base. Youkilis stays in at third. 0-1 delivery, grounded toward second. Pedroia's got this. Scudero and a double drop. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for a complete middle game of the 3-game set. Orioles up. Famous pitchers. Bob Feller was 17 years old. The Iowa farm boy came out and beat the Senators. Pitching debut, an inning of relief in D.C. In 1960, the Giants rookie Juan Marichal one-hit the Phillies in his debut. And Louis Tiant, at the time, 23 years old, with Cleveland, a complete game 4-hit shutout, beating the Yankees and Whitey Ford by a score of 3-0 in New York. All of them on this date making debuts. Jeremy Guthrie with a 3-0 lead. No walks and 2 strikeouts in the ballgame. Reddick, Crawford, and Saltalamacchia. Reddick a single his first time up. And Josh Reddick takes it up high for a ball.
Again, we talked about that single information pitch, fastball, good one, 94, right down the middle, though. And he just kind of grounded it into right field. So that's why he threw him a changeup, but missed with it to start him off.
Line lineup switched around a bit, so Reddick got to hit 5th in the lineup for the first time last night, and is getting to do it again in this one. For Josh Reddick, 1 for 4 in the ballgame last night. He's got a base hit here. Jones cuts it off. Adam falls down. Let's hope he's all right. Gives it to Markakis, who gets it in. You don't want to see a turned ankle or other injury on that slip by Adam Jones.
Well, again, we saw Reddick do it in left field. You can see Adam right there trying to keep it from getting by him, which he's able to do right here. But then he starts slipping when he goes to plant. Looks like the left foot. Then he gets it to Markakis, and right there, if it gets by him, it's probably 3 bases. And that's a big difference. Red Sox are trying to get something going against Jeremy Guthrie here in the 5th inning.
So that will be a leadoff double for Reddick. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game and 4 for 10 lifetime off Guthrie. Here's Crawford, reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base. His first time up.
And he's going to try to get him over, and of course when you're 3 runs down, you'd like to get the bonus. Not only do you get him over, you get a base hit.
Crawford with a 1-0. And he puts that one down the left field side. Angle coming. Angle will not get to it. He had a long run, and it's a foul ball for a strike.
Well, again, they give him a lot of the left field line. He has already hit 2 balls late on the fastball when Guthrie gets it into the 93 to 95 mile range.
Crawford's hits distribution has been 15 to left, 32 to center, and 19 to right this year. So he's sprayed it around.
Yeah, he really has. Well, he always does. And you know, we saw him for 9 years down in Tampa Bay. You made some very astute comments last night about what Joe Madden said as far as, you know, again, AstroTurf. There was an article today talking about it may be the best. Not only do they have good pitching, but maybe the best pitching park in the American League because of all the foul territory, not only in the infield but in the outfield.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Left-handers 267 off Guthrie. Right-handers 279. 16 home runs, 9 by the lefties. Two ball, 1 strike count. Orioles have the 3-0 lead. Hardy holding the runner at second. Crawford to first. Nice play by Lee. Guthrie will cover and get the out and make sure the runner stays. Dangerous throw over. There was no play to be made against Reddick. So Crawford moves him up with 1 away.
Yeah, and very nice play by, and this is a tough play because it's to your backhand. In the big first baseman's glove, very agile, and right here you're hoping that Reddick maybe will come around. But Tim Bogart, their third base coach, says, hey, right here. So otherwise, probably a good play, but how often do you ever make that throw as a pitcher? 0.
None, do you?
Zilch.
First baseman rarely make the throw to third. So now a runner at third base with 1 away. Infield will play back. Saltalamacchia, strikeout victim, his first time up. Saltalamacchia has done well against the Orioles this year, hitting .294. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs against the O's.
So this is where you'd like to get that strikeout, obviously. And of course, what is Jared Saltalamacchia trying to do? He's trying to get a ball in the air.
0-1 count. And he gets it in the air and down the line to the wall. And goodbye home run. He cleared it. A line drive just over the scoreboard. And Saltalamacchia gets a couple runs batted in and makes it a 1-run game.
Wow. Tom hit one last night. Dead center field. Just got it up in the air. But this is watch him react to this ball in. They try to come in, and of course when you go in, you better get in. He doesn't get in that far, and he's all over it. Did not think that ball was going to have time to get up.
Saltalamacchia's got 4 of his 8 home runs this year against the Orioles. Here's J.D. Drew to take it away, and suddenly it is a 3-2 ball game. 17th home run surrendered by Guthrie in the 10th by a left-hander. Drew singled his first time up. 1-0 delivery. Off-speed breaking ball in for a strike. Guthrie surrendered a couple of homers in his last outing against Cleveland. And off speed right to Hardy. Hardy had moved over. Perfect position to get the out. 2 down here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Marco Scutaro. Scutaro flied out to left field. His first time up. The Red Sox, we showed you the home runs that they have put up this month, leading in that department, and they've used it again.
He put a great swing on that ball.
Ooh. He got all of it. Scutaro hitting at 261. Makes the pitch outside for a ball. Guthrie with 2 down and nobody on. Orioles, the long ball has really been a tough one against them. They've given up more home runs than any other team. A lot of that's been on the bullpen, but starters have been plagued by the long ball as well. Scutaro 2-0. And he'll take the pitch outside, and the count goes to 3-0. And Marco Scutaro working the count again as he did his first time up. He's had a couple of home runs in the last 5 ball games, taking all the way for a strike. Mike Muchlinski, the umpire behind the plate. Mike Winters at first. Mike Everett is at second. Chris Guccione at third. Winters the crew chief. Randy Marsh, supervisor, that's a ball, was here yesterday. Guthrie really not happy with that call.
Yeah,
Randy Marsh warned the teams about what had happened in Boston, not to let it continue in this series. The Major League Baseball has made sure they've had a supervisor on hand to watch what's going on. And you see a little bit coming from the Orioles dugout on that last call with the head that tilted.
It's so hard to discern whether it was he just missed the call or whatever. It looked like it was on the edge of the plate. Buck Showalter said, was it off the plate? And Jelinski said yes. May not have been the right angle.
If he'd have said no, we'd had a story.
Well, what's he going to say? Oh, it was a strike and I missed it? Every once in a while they will tell you that.
That's right.
But not from the dugout.
Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. It keeps the inning alive. Ellsbury is hit into a double play and grounded out.
Well, it also brings a guy with one swing and put him ahead, because that's what he's been doing this year, especially off of right-handed pitching. 11 of the 13 home runs.
And a ground ball foul. Guthrie trying to work his way out of the inning. Saltalamakia's home run is accounted for 2. Reddick had the leadoff double, who scored ahead of him on the homer. And now Ellsbury with a 2-strike count. Scutaro, the long look over to third base. Scutaro stolen only 1 base in his only attempt. While he's there, Ellsbury gets that big hole between first and second. 0-2 delivery to him. Breaking ball will miss. Runner will stay. 1-2. So by far the longest inning for Jeremy Guthrie. How can he be up to 78 pitches already?
Well, it's the Red Sox. And again, it's not that he's wild, only the 1 walk. It's just that they get the 2 strikes, they flick him foul. It's the old Yankees routine against Mike Messina when he was an Oriole. Have a 3-hitter going into the 7th with 110 pitches. See you later.
Runner goes. Ball's going to be a base hit to center. Jones coming over to get it. Scutaro heading to third, and so that walk that kept the inning alive is played on by Ellsbury, who delivers a base hit.
Well, you get one of their bright stars. 2 years ago, before the rib injury, he hit 300. He stole 70 bases, led the league. Now he's hitting for power. That's what you were talking about. 21 pitches now, and what it does, it gets one of their hottest hitters to the plate, and Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out to the mound.
So Adair will give Guthrie a chance for a breather here with a single by Ellsbury, putting runners at first and third with 2 down. And for Jeremy, as we said, this has been the trouble spot. Runners on and 2 away. Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia 289 lifetime average off Jeremy Guthrie. Pedroia's gone 1 for 2 with a single, has hits successfully now in 17 consecutive ball games, tying his career high. First and third, 2 away. Pedroia will take it. It's in there for a strike.
Yeah, the Orioles are hoping, again, Scudero hitting 262 and Ellsbury hitting 315. You walk him to get to Ellsbury. That's what happened in that 8th last night, where Darnell McDonald got walked by Michael Gonzalez. It led to 8 runs before the floodgates got closed.
Pedroia with a 0-1 count. And he'll foul it away. As you might expect, he has seen more pitches than any other player in the American League.
And he had a very, very good swing. Boy, one of the things that you try to understand when you're pitching is how they react to your stuff. And that was a pretty good low and away slider, and he was all over it. But again, if you're coming in, you got to go in. We've already seen that with Salt Hilamakia. He tried to go in, but didn't get it in, and he had a 2-run home run.
0-2 count. With the third and first. Pedroia's got the highest batting average in July coming into this ball game, and the second highest home run total in the month of July coming into this ball game. A very dangerous hitter. He's about as hot as you can get, upping his average to 296. There goes Ellsbury running, swung on and foul tipped, I think. Boy, I'm surprised Ellsbury took off on that.
Well, he does lead the American League in stolen bases, and again, you force Wieters to make a decision. But it almost looks like it's a hit and run and we know it's not because it's 2 strikes. Maybe Pedroia figured somebody's got to cover. I'll just try to poke one into right field, but that was very strange. Not the running part of it, because again, you got pretty good speed at third. You got a guy that can run at first, and that's your tying run over there at third base.
And you don't want to take the bat out of Pedroia's hand.
But they're not going to walk it around to him because Gonzalez, was on deck. So it's just strange that it's almost like Pedroia figured, hey, I could find a hole. You just don't see that very often.
He's got a 2-strike count. Runner not going and grounded to second base in a broken bat. Davis has got it and will get it. Guthrie gets a big out with a 2-run homer by Salt Hilamakia. Has made it a 3-2 game. GLTE, built so you can rule the air. And welcome back. And Guthrie knew when he came into this it was going to be tough to hold this Red Sox offense down. Pretty good job so far, but the home run by Salt Hilamakia has put him right back in the ballgame.
Well, really, again, they get 27 outs. I don't know if any team in baseball uses those 27 outs better than the Red Sox. So it's a game of attrition. Their bullpen, as we saw last night, is about a run better than the Orioles. Orioles are minus Greg. So we'll probably see Johnson or Uyara come in a closed situation if that's the case. But I think the mission for the Orioles, and we talked about it last night when they were down 6-2, score some runs, take your chances late in the ball game.
Orioles have been doing that. They hope the offense can keep it going here, and they are set for tonight. They do have Jim Johnson available and Koji O'Hara available. So if you're going to be set for a ball game, if Guthrie can go deep, they are ready in that regard.
Yeah, you'd like to get another 2 innings out of him, but at the end of the day, we'll just kind of see how it is. Koji, of course, pitched in 3 straight games, so he wasn't available. Jim Johnson pitched ending in 2/3 on Sunday, so a little bit better shape in the bullpen tonight.
All right, it'll be Matt Engel leading it off, and Engel will take the pitch for a strike. Kyle Weiland on the mound, making his second major league start. Couple of walks and a strikeout for him in the ball game. Engel in the leadoff spot is flied out twice. That's not where he wanted to put the ball, obviously, in the air. With the great speed he's got, he wants that ball on the ground. Chance to pick up an infield hit once in a while. 0-2 count, that'll move Youkilis back. Engel will take it. It's inside, 1-2.
Not by much, but good eye right there.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and had to wait and fouls it off.
Yeah, you pitch for the Red Sox, it's almost like playing in the NFL. In the old days in the NFL when they used to throw the strike. Prevent defense. Again, just stay away from big innings, and you know that they're, at least on most cases, going to score you some runs.
Weiland's 1-2 delivery to him. That's to the first baseman, Gonzalez, who had played him closer to the line. He's out of there, 1 down. AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. Did you know Roberto Alomar, first player to hit 3 home runs in a game here at Camden Yards? And in addition to that, it happened against the Red Sox on April 26, 97.
Robbie Alomar, who will be getting inducted into the Hall of Fame on Sunday, along with Bert Blyleven, Pat Gillick going in as an executive scout, general manager. Was a general manager here for I think 3 years. Last time the Orioles won, 1997.
And Robbie's going to have his number retired in Toronto, as the Jays announced they will do that. Here is Hardy batting second tonight. He has been called out on strikes and grounded out. Orioles shortstop with the 5-game hit streak, and the hitters count right here 2-0.
Let's see if he gets a fastball to hit. Nope, just off the corner.
74 pitches thrown by Weiland in the game.
He's got a nice loose arm. Again, when you're scouting pitchers, do you have what kind of balance do you have? Do you have an athletic body?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Back in Pony League, and
Hardy draws the walk. That is the 3rd surrendered in the game, and it comes with 1 away. The middle of the order coming up. See if the Orioles can extend that 3-2 lead. The Orioles got RBIs in the second inning. Reynolds and Reimold, after Jones and Wieters had led the inning off with singles, back-to-back singles, and then Wieters got the go-ahead RBI in the 3rd inning on a base hit, bringing home Markakis, who had walked. Nick with the 11-game hit streak, officially 0 for 1. Marlins pitch is in there for a strike. Nick has been one of the hottest hitters. We talk about some of these Red Sox hitters who have been hot. Nobody's been hotter than Nick since June 8 with that .389 batting average. That is the highest in Major League Baseball since June 8.
All the way from 236 to where he is now, which is in the 295, 96 range. Maybe a couple of points higher.
Tremendous surge by Nick Markakis. And now trying to get the runner around. Big hole between first and second. Pedroia moved over towards the bag a little bit. 2-strike delivery. Markakis in the off-speed pitch fouls it off. You see the batting average leaders in the month of July, and there are some strong numbers with Pedroia and Ellsbury on top. Joe Mauer, Melky Cabrera, and then Kevin Youkilis. Gadier, Pierre, and Nick Markakis at .355. Some tremendous averages in July.
Well, hitters may be catching up a little bit.
That group certainly has.
Yeah, well, no doubt about that.
0-2 delivery the other way.
Well, the amazing thing when we look at Nick, he had a great spring, and Buck Showalter at the end of spring training said, "Hey, stop getting hits because he was that hot." And of course, he had his hands up behind his would be his left shoulder behind him. Then he became, he's changed his stance about 3-4 times because of the early. Now you can see his hands are right pretty much. They don't move much. Not too many hitters do that. I mean, got to trigger the bat some way, but look how still they are. And he pretty much starts. I mean, they don't move back. Not a lot of separation, but it's working.
Well, Jim Presley said he asked Nick, because Nick really does as much with his swing as anybody in baseball as far as tinkering with it. Presley said to him, why do you get your hands up and create the extra motion of having it come down to get where your trigger is? Why don't you just start there? And Nick said, well, that makes sense. So that's what he's doing, and it's worked. 1-2 count, runner off first base. Markakis will take it down low. He has been Mr. Consistency, 297 last year, 293, 306, 300, and 291. His final batting average in the seasons with the Orioles going back to 2006. Can't be much more consistent than that. And he's going to be right there again this year.
It almost, because of the fact he only hit 11 home runs last year, it looked like he tried to hit for more power early on. And not that he can't hit home runs, it's just he's a line drive hitter. Double power, 45-6 a year.
Jammed him. Pedroia's going back. Drew coming in. Pedroia. Good pitch. Weiland got that one in on the hands, and there are 2 down. If he ever has a day where the uniform in a game is not dirty, they'll have to send it to the Hall of Fame, because it'll be the only one he'll ever wear that didn't have dirt stains all over it. Talking about Pedroia.
Yep. Well,
he is a dirt dog, and that's the way he plays. The way he looks is the way he plays.
He really does.
He's got
what Beckett, in spring training, apparently Kevin Hugles said that your hair doesn't have a lot of hair, even though he's pretty young. He goes, your hair looks like somebody just took a divot out of it, and now he's a muddy chicken. That's what Beckett, and they're alluding to him not only in the notes but in the Boston Globe.
Muddy chicken.
He doesn't care.
Nah.
When I first met him,
who's he to be talking about bald heads?
Yeah, he comes out of Arizona State. He says, I still can't believe I got drafted. Boy, he made himself into a special player.
0-1 count. Adam Jones now 2 down. Hardy's still on with a walk at first base. Adam just couldn't time that one and fouls it off. The count will go to 2 strikes.
Well, Kyle Weiland has settled down. Again, only the second inning, that 2-run inning for the Orioles. Well, he's done a nice job.
Only his second major league start. And Weiland trying to make believers into the Red Sox organization. He belongs here at the age of 24.
Well, it's supposed to be Becker and Lester and Buchholz and Dice K and Lackey. But they've had all kinds of injuries.
Ooh, we got him. So that will be the second strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We've completed 5 3-2-0s. Don't forget to tune in to the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow, 5:30 to 7. Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, Rob Long, all the big issues. An interesting story. Theo Harris talked with Adrian Gonzalez. And Gonzalez said of the American League East, it's not so tough. He said he thought it was just as competitive in the National League West. You'll hear that interview and those comments tomorrow, 5:30, right here on Massive.
Well, it's probably a pretty valid point, only because of one of the best pitching in baseball, and you saw it in the World Series when the Giants shut down the Rangers, is out in that American League West.
Because he played for a ball club that at times has had the best pitching over the last 2-3 years of anyone in baseball.
And one of the best pitching parks, along with, we're up at Pac, what do they call it now? The ballpark in Zach. They changed the name, Pac Bell, whatever it is. Anyway, the San Francisco ballpark, another huge ballpark, so there's some tough pitching out there.
But they are out of it, 14.5 games behind in the National League West, the Padres. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Well, good ball game here, 1-run game. And here is Gonzalez. Gonzalez hit into a double play, and he has struck out. Jeremy Guthrie. Long foul ball and a 2-strike count.
Yeah, trying to get him out for the third time. I mean, that's one of the big plays of this game, 1-run ball game, that double play. Pedroia with 1 out got the infield hit, and then he smoked it. Blake Davis diving to his right was able to turn it. Huge play.
1 for 7 in the first 2 games for Gonzalez. Hitting .459 against the Orioles coming in, and he's gone. Call made at third base, Chris Guccione. And the tag put on by Wieters. 3rd strikeout for Guthrie.
And he gets the stare. This is what Guccione's looking at. And that bat traveled far enough. And he's going no, no, no. And he goes, there you go. Facial expression tells you the whole story.
We'll say for Gonzalez, that's about the most emotion you'll see from him.
Well, of course, obviously he knows the score. You're going to try to get to the World Series. It's a grind. That's every at bat, every game.
And a strike taken. Youkilis has flied out twice in the game. A couple of hits and 8 at bats in the 2-game set. Youkilis against Guthrie, 3 home runs lifetime. And a check swing and a foul ball on one he did not want to connect to.
Yeah, looked like a backup slider. Kevin thinks it's going to run away from him, and it actually just keeps staying in.
6 hits for Boston, 5 for the Orioles, but the Orioles have the lead. Wieters, Reynolds, Reimold, the RBIs. 0-2 delivery, just missed. Saltalamacchia with a 2-run homer in the 5th inning off Guthrie, accounting for the Red Sox runs. Don't forget, we're getting down to the trade deadline as far as making trades before you got to put players through waivers is the end of this month. So there should be some deals struck between now and the end of the month. Youkilis has got a short on that. Hardy's got it. 2 down. And one of the things you look at are the wild card standings now, because teams, the division leaders, are obviously in it. They're buyers. And teams in the wild card hunt are also in it. But the teams that are out of it, those are the ones who are sellers, and those are the rosters that the teams looking for help are going to go through. The Orioles are obviously one of those ball clubs that teams are looking at. You've got Guthrie, and you've got Koji Ohara, and you've got Johnson, who have got to have sparked some interest in other ball clubs who probably think they could help. And a lot of scouts making special trips now to look at particular players before this month is up.
Yeah, 15 of the 30 teams within 5 games of the lead, and that's a huge amount of either the division lead or the wild card.
Reddick is 2 for 2 with a single and a double in the ball game, and he will take the pitch for a strike.
Yep, both on fastballs.
Reddick with 3 hits in 6 at bats.
Yeah, the home run last night was a slider down and in. He hit off of Brad Bergeson, just hit it right off the foul pole down the right field line.
93rd pitch of the ball game coming from Guthrie, and that'll be fouled away in a 1-ball 2-strike count.
So staying away from the heater and pretty good breaking ball. You could see Matt Wieters sit right on the outside corner. Boy, he has made. I was talking to Gary Tuck, catching instructor for the Red Sox. He said in 3 years he's never seen a young catcher come this far. And the way Matt Wieters can frame a pitch, and look right here. Here's the glove. Throw it right here.
1-2 breaking ball will miss. I don't think, if you compare Matt Wieters to me with the foot and release, his feet, the movement and the release of the baseball last year to this year, they have nothing There's no similarity.
Well, John Russell, who came on, a former catcher, obviously he started the year as third base coach, now the bench coach. He really worked wonders with him, too. And not too many people don't understand that understand the game.
2-2 delivery on the way to Redding. They are two coach and player that really line up. I mean, former manager, Russell is about as quiet as any human being you'll ever meet. And in a way, so is Matt Wieters. He's not so around the clubhouse a lot, but publicly very quiet. Both very humble guys, and they hit it off. I mean, they've spent a lot of time together in spring training. 3-2 delivery to the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Boy, Reddick's 3 for 3, and he just muscled that one.
Well, that's one of those young kids that failed last year at AAA, hit 351, and they tried everything to stay away from the fastball. Not a bad breaking ball. I mean, backdoor curveball, watch him stay back, and again just pings it up the middle. Good news for him. Really, it's kind of a double good news because you kept him in the ballpark.
And now that'll bring up Carl Crawford. Crawford has reached on a fielder's choice and robbed of a base hit by Lee in a fine play his last time up at first base. There are two down here, and a shattered bat loop to short. That'll be handled by Hardy, and that's that. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left on base. Guthrie doing a good job protecting a one-run lead. Against Andrew Miller. Our coverage on Masset HD begins at noon with O's Extra presented by Verizon 4G LTE, and our game coverage at 12:30. All the access you need right here on Masset. And the Orioles hoping to make it a game where they could pick up a series win against the Red Sox as they try and end the 7-game win streak the Sox have against them. They've got the 3-2 lead, even though they've been out hit 7-5 in the ball game. Each team has left 4 on base. Matt Wieters, first ball hitting, will pop that one up. Third base, Youkilis. Pitch in and out. Entertain clients, colleagues, and more. The custom suite package available here at Camden Yards. Private suites, variety of locations and packages. Great way for your company or yourself to make a statement. Find out more. Go to Orioles.com/suites, or you can get a private tour by calling 410-547-6076. Hi. He was waiting.
Oh, was it? 87th pitch for Kyle Weiland. Again, just seems more comfortable. More comfortable with his windup. You mentioned one pitch, stayed out of the zone. With a breaking ball, pitching from behind. And again, his minor league numbers indicated that he could do this. The key is that your scouts, your pitching coaches, your managers have to say, how is that going to translate up here? And there's a knee-high fastball low and away.
And Weiland being somebody who's worked out of the bullpen, if the starters for the Red Sox could come back and work, I mean, he's somebody who could be moved into the pen and would have experience there, even though it's his rookie season.
Well, again, he could go back to the minor leagues, and again, if somebody gets hurt. You know, Wheeler really was one of the reasons they were able to win last night. He's been struggling, but last night he was great. 2 1/3 innings, scoreless. Nice to have young pitchers that can throw strikes and compete at this level. And that's what this audition is going to be, whether it's 2 or 3 starts.
Weiland with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Lee with 1 away and nobody on. And Derek will foul that one off outside of third base. Orioles in the upcoming of this 3-game series against Boston. Day off on Thursday, and then the Angels are going to be coming in for the weekend set.
Yeah, they got what a big series. The Rangers have won 11 out there. They're going to play 3 tonight, tomorrow night, and then Thursday afternoon, and then get on a plane and come here to Baltimore.
Texas leading the Angels by 4 games because they have won 11 in a row. And Lee will take that to right field. Drew going back. He's got time. 2 down. Our game flow brought to you by Suzuki. Auto's all-wheel drive lineup. Suzuki, the power of engineering. The Orioles getting out to the early lead. Reynolds and Reimold RBIs in the second. Wieters RBI in the third inning. 3-0 before Saltalamacchia hit his 8th home run after Reddick had doubled to make it a 3-2 game, and that's where we are. Guthrie and Weiland, pretty good matchup. Reynolds with 2 down, nobody on. His RBI came on a double. He has also popped out. And will take that pitch for a ball. Consistency. He is drawing more walks this year. Good thing for the Orioles and for him. He is 8th in the league in walks, 2nd in strikeouts. That's going to go to the hole. He's got a base hit. One of the few times Reynolds hits the ball on the ground, and he's 2 for 3.
Yeah, they're trying to get him out. The double down the line was on a changeup. The little breaking ball right there ends up in the middle of the plate, and he's all over it. And what does the breaking ball do? The good one, it just goes down. I mean, it stays in the middle of the plate, but he's able to get on top of it. Jim Presley, you mentioned his name, the Orioles hitting instructor for 2011. He said, boy, they do that T-work where he swings at balls about shoulder height. Wants to stay on top of the ball. You can backspin the ball with the best of it when you do that.
Here's Reimold. Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram. Reimold, the RBI and a ground ball out. He has also drawn a walk. Reimold is a DH. Has got some pretty good numbers in his career. 271 lifetime career batting average as a DH with 86 lifetime at bats. He's had 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, 15 walks, 20 strikeouts, 26 games in which he has been a DH. So that's how Butch Showalter's getting him some at bats while Vladimir Guerrero was out. But interesting that role is one he's done a good job in.
I got a bases loaded double last night. Boy, it seems like it's so incidental, but that RBI was with only 1 out and runners at second and third. So just the fact that he didn't strike out, the fact he didn't pop up, you get a runner.
It's the 4th game he's been a DH this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner at first base. And he'll take the fastball inside.
Well, I like him as a hitter because as a former pitcher, I'm going, okay, do I have to take a look right here? And
Chavez.
Yeah. Alfredo, the master of 5 pitches getting loose.
98 pitches thrown by Weiland.
Yeah, but Nolan Reimold makes you throw the ball over the plate. Pitchers don't like that, especially young pitchers.
Reimold trying to get the 2-out rally underway with Reynolds on at first base and 2 down. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Weiland's delivery to him. Big house on this summer night. 32,314. 32,314 the announced attendance tonight. And seeing a real good ball game after the offensive attack last night. 15-10, the Sox winning it, out hitting the Orioles 16-12. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Reimold into that one to left center field. Ellsbury going over, and he's done. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. The pitching duel continues through 6.
First one, Mark Reynolds double for the first Oriole run. Reimold will get the second run in, and then in the third, and Matt Wieters swinging 3-0. Base hit by Adrian Gonzalez. Orioles at that time lead 3-0. Reddick with a double. Saltamomakia with his 8th home run. That's how much the scoring. So it's 25 runs last night with 28 hits, and tonight a little different story. Good pitching stops good hitting, and Orioles lead by 1.
So Jeremy Guthrie will try and work his way through one more inning, and that inning is the 7th. As the Orioles with 3 runs on 6 hits and 5 left. The Red Sox 2 runs, 7 hits, and 4 have been left on base. Orioles starters, of course, we mentioned at the top, only Guthrie and Alfredo Simon over the last 31 games. Only those 2 have completed 7 innings. Tonight, Guthrie's trying to do it again. There's Simone, who returned to the ball club today. He went to the Dominican Republic for a hearing, but the prosecution witness did not show up. So he's back. He probably is going to have to go back again at some point.
Yeah, they said that the hearing would not be before October 18th. So if that's the word he got.
0-2 count on Saltamomakia. 8th home run, 5th inning, 2 RBIs. And Guthrie comes right back and gets him with his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, a little breaking ball that just kind of stays on the outside third of the plate. Maybe a slider. So the fastball for the home run, breaking ball for the strikeout. Both of his strikeouts tonight on pretty good breaking balls under the strike zone.
That will bring up J.D. Drew, who has singled and grounded out. Drew hitting just .224 on the season, and even less than that against the Orioles, only .192 against the O's. His status in right field in jeopardy when Ortiz is back after this series from serving the 3-game suspension. And Reddick continuing to hit. Whether Drew is going to see his playing time reduced is very much discussed.
Final year at 35 with that 5-year deal. I mean, had some pretty good years for him. High on base percentage. Usually over 20 home runs, 30 his first year.
Off the end of the bat, they shaded him that way. Reynolds gets it over. Reynolds was almost in the shortstop hole when he made that play, but perfectly positioned. Our minor league report is brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in you. And for Bobby Bundy at Frederick, the right-hander, first complete game of the year and the 3rd of his career. He got that one last night, and you see the numbers that he has put up. He is another name that will be much followed in the Orioles organization. See whether or not he can make his way to the major league. Selected out of Sperry High School in Oklahoma, 8th round, 236th overall in the June 8th first-year player draft.
Yeah, his brother, the #1 draft choice of the Orioles this year. We'll see if they get him signed by, what is it, August 15th?
Yep.
Kind of zooming up. Getting you here in a hurry.
Give you a lot of time. Going to make your mind up.
What, do you want the money or not?
That's right.
Do you want to play in the big leagues or not? Really, you want to go back to school and not be eligible for the draft till your junior year? No.
Your choice.
Your choice.
Marco Scudero with a 1-ball, 1-strike count and 2 down. Scudero has walked and flied out to left field. Guthrie's pitch, 106th of the ball game, will miss inside, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Scudero.
You got to stay down in the zone because we've mentioned he's a good high ball hitter. Inside middle, he'll look for something to drive, and as you mentioned, he's hit home runs in 2 of the last 5 games.
Guthrie has thrown as many as 117 pitches. That was against Tampa Bay back on May 13. That's his high. He's gone over the 100 pitch mark, though, about 10 times.
Well, this is where fastball command is paramount. There's the glove. See if you can hit it.
He did, and it's a base hit into center field.
So that's the result when you get a ball and a hitter's count to a good fastball hitter like Scudero.
So Scudero is on. 1-run ball game. That'll be hit number 8 for the Red Sox. And now it becomes decision time for Buck Showalter. You want Guthrie to get through this inning, be able to complete it, both for his sake and the team's sake. However, even with 2 down, you don't want this thing to get going with the top of the order up. Jim Johnson also up, but not ready. He's just started. Ellsbury a single. He's hit into a double play and he's grounded out. 28 consecutive games in which he's had a hit against the Orioles now for Jacoby Ellsbury. Obviously for the Orioles, one of the toughest outs going.
Yeah, and again, when you look at the home run column, I mean, his first 2 years in the big leagues, 9 and 8 home runs. You know, of course, he did hit 300. Average went from 280 to 301.
Breaking ball will miss. Ball 1 to him.
You can just get an idea that he's seeing the ball so well because that's a pretty good curveball, and he's not swinging at that. And the way a hitter takes a pitch gives you an indication as a pitcher maybe what he's looking for.
6th hardest player to double up in the American League, but the Orioles and Guthrie got that double play in the 3rd off him. Runner goes. Wieder's throw is there. Oh, he got him. That is a big out. That takes the bat out of Ellsbury's hands, ends the inning, and allows Guthrie to complete 7. Wieder's right on the money. Orioles up. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink responsibly. Today talked about a number of items. One about the GM. A lot of discussion going on about, is Andy going to come back? Is he going to get a new contract? Is Buck going to move into that spot and Andy into another one? This is what Buck Showalter said today about Andy MacPhail.
Yeah, Andy's a good man, very ethical, moral, solid guy that has a love for the Orioles, and I'm very lucky to have had him pass my way. I hope things work out the way that Andy wants them to. And if he's back here next year and we continue to grind this thing together, I'd be perfectly fine with that. He's been a real ally and a guy that has been special to work with. This is a good baseball man.
So it couldn't be much more positive about his GM than he was there. And just wants it to work out for whatever Andy wants it to be.
I mean, that certainly makes sense. You know, of course, he grew up in Baltimore talking about Andy McPhail, and Buck's going to hopefully grow as a manager here and win games. So
we will have the rest of that on O's Extra tomorrow night. The rest of that discussion with Buck Showalter that we had today, and some interesting comments on where he looks for some improvement position-wise for this ball club. Going to go to the bullpen for both of these teams. The Red Sox will go there first.
Well, again, Aceves comes in, and he's been so good. Look at those 5-1 record. He's given up 1 run in 24 innings lifetime against the Orioles. He won their game, that 16-inning game, so he was able to pitch 3 scoreless innings on Sunday night. The only 2 base runners he did allow, he hit a couple of guys, but he's got 5 pitches he can throw for strikes.
And Blake Davis will show bunt, takes the pitch inside. Good job by Kyle Weiland, the 24-year-old right-hander. 3 runs, 6 hits, 6 innings, 3 walks, and a couple of strikeouts. Has given the Red Sox a chance in his second major league start. Blake Davis, number 9 hitter for the Orioles, 0 for 2 in the game. Angle and Hardy to follow. 1-0 count on Davis. Aceves gets it in for the foul ball, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, that little cut fastball, you think it's going to be straight, and it just comes in. That's the trademark. Hard to hit it well. He's got a good changeup. He's been known to maybe wet one up a little bit. But comes out of Mexico, Sonora, Mexico. I was talking to him. I said, how did the Red Sox get you? I mean, he was 10-1 2 years ago with the Yankees. He said, I have a bad back. They told me not to run. They bought me a bike. I crashed my bike, separated my shoulder, and the next thing I know, I was with the Red Sox.
That's pretty good formula, I guess. I wouldn't recommend it.
He said, what do you mean I want a bike? He says, I want to run. He said, oh, no, that'll hurt your back. So he said, how am I going to cover first base? How do I back up home? They would not let him run in New York. He was 10-1 that year, 2009.
Put a bike stand out behind the mound.
So he's running. He's biking a couple of years ago in Mexico after that season, and he narrow road, and he has an accident. The next thing he knows, he's non-tendered. He's a Red Sox. There you go.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Blake Davis. Aceves, the right-handers 218 off him, left-handers 200. They're 20 for 100 against him, the left-handers. 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. And Davis will not add to that number on the positive side for the O's.
Well, he can elevate, he can sink it, he can get up to 94 miles per hour. Again, big guy. And he just seemed to figure it out. I was talking to Gary Tuck, their bullpen coach. He said he's like a fighter. He can't wait to get in and compete. And then again, you add the fact that he can throw strikes and he can stay out of the middle of the plate. Pretty effective reliever, because you got him, and then you have Daniel Bard, and then you have the closer Papelbon. Tremendous back end of the Red Sox bullpen.
And our Jeep Expo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. Angle 0 for 3 in the game, playing left field.
And you got Euclid playing like Pete Rose played Mickey Rivers in the 76 World Series.
And for good reason. Only he bunted towards first, trying to drag it down there, and fouls it off. Now the Orioles trying to get somebody on here to add to the 1-run lead in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Euclid is playing close. Yeah, Euclid is playing so close you can tell what kind of toothpaste he used today.
Easy, no?
I'm assuming. It's only an assumption, but.
Angle playing in his second ball game, looking for his first major league hit. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and he'll take that to left field. Reddick. The old can of corn right there, and there are 2 down. Don't miss your chance to meet Orioles infielder Robert Andino this Friday. He'll be at the Orioles official team store at the York Galleria Mall in York, PA. He'll be on hand 11 a.m. until noon. Autographs meeting fans. That's going to be Friday. Team store in York, PA. For complete details on community appearances, go to OriolesReach.com.
I'll have to meet with him tomorrow. Make sure he knows, you got to go up 83. About 45 miles. Don't want to go too far. You'll be in Harrisburg. Not that they wouldn't like to see Robert, but I have no idea where I am. I'm in another state.
Somehow I think someone will take it.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I think there's a pretty good chance he'll be driven there and back. Here's J.J. Hardy. He's had an 0 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike count from Estevez. Orioles are 13-9 in 1-run ball games. The Red Sox 12-9 1-run affairs. It is a 1-run affair, at least for the moment. Remember, the Red Sox, though, had a 3-run 8th inning in the ball game last night. A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here's Jeremy Guthrie. He's coming out of the ball game as he was congratulated at the end of that 7th inning. But what a great job he's done here. And Jim Johnson's ready in the bullpen.
Yeah, marvelous game through 7 innings.
Looking to get his 4th win of the year. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery to Hardy. And he will take that outside. 2-2. Red Sox with a 3-game win streak. They've won 9 of their last 10 ball games. And the Orioles trying to put an end to all that and give themselves a chance at another series win. The Orioles have had problems getting series wins of late. They've won 10, lost 19 series, and tied 2. 2-2 delivery to Hardy. Pedroia. And Estevez comes on and retires the side in order. 7 complete at Camden Yards. Orioles up. Lead. And as Buck Showalter always says, well, the difference a day makes in baseball. You come off the onslaught of all kinds of runs, 15-10 last night, and end up with a pitcher's duel tonight, and a good one for Guthrie.
Yeah, and I think this is the way you want to try to play the Red Sox. You try to outslug them last night. They're the best offense in baseball, especially the American League. So it's a battle of the bullpen. It's yours against theirs. And I like Johnson because he's really had a good year. He struggled a couple of starts ago or a couple of appearances ago. And then it'll be interesting to see if Koji will pitch the 9th inning if J.J. is able to get out of the 8th inning, or maybe Jim Johnson. We've seen him pitch more than 1 inning a couple of occasions this year.
And this is what Andy McPhail and Buck Showalter both talked about. There's an echelon in the bullpen, and this is the best. This is Johnson and Guthrie, and following him up, and then you get to Koji and Kevin Gregg when he's available, trying to get the rest of that bullpen to that same level, because this is what you're trying to line up for a game.
And this is what we saw the last 2 months of the year, and it really worked well as the Orioles won 34 games in the last 2 months last year, 17 in August and September.
So Jim Johnson is on. Guthrie will watch, hoping to pick up the win, and Johnson will go to work against the top of the order, Ellsbury. A single, 1 for 3 in the ball game, and left standing at the plate when Scudero was tossed out trying to steal inexplicably in that 7th inning. And you certainly don't mind having Ellsbury back. Andino has come on to play at second base. for Davis. Credit Davis with a real good job defensively at second. Of course, it goes right to him. Andino's got it. Ellsbury is retired. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Jeremy Guthrie with that solid 7-inning performance for Mark Reynolds. He's had a double, single, 2 for 3 and an RBI. And Matt Wieters with a 2 for 3. A couple of singles and an RBI. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 518-62.
Well, you cannot throw a better sinker than Jim Johnson threw to Jacoby Ellsbury. And you talk to scouts, and they are amazed that somebody can throw with the velocity that Jim Johnson can and still get the ball to sink. He's got a really good changeup and then an overhand curveball.
Working here against Pedroia. And while we don't normally think of Pedroia as a home run threat, as we said, July's been a good home run month for him, so he is that as he stands in a one-run ball game.
Well, he's a real good high ball hitter, especially when you fall behind.
.410 average in July and 6 home runs this month. Amazingly, leading the Red Sox in homers in July. Pedroia's had a single in this one, 1 for 3. Jim Johnson with the 2-ball, 1-strike count. And a good strike on the outside corner.
You don't execute a curveball any better than that. He's looking fastball, and not only do you throw the curveball, it's about, if you said, Jim, you can go hand it to Matt Wieters. That's where it would end up. You can walk up to home plate and place it there. That's how good a hook that was.
Pedroia, 2-2 delivery to him, and a tapper down to first base. Lee will play it fair, right on the bag. 2 ground ball outs, 2 down. Follow the Orioles with the MLB.com at bat 2011 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Scores, highlights, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and more. You can even check in at Orioles home games with a chance to win prizes and upgrade seats. Just text at bat 31826 or go to Orioles.com for details. 2 away, nobody on in the 8th. Here's Gonzalez. 0 for 3 in the game and only 1 hit and 8 at bats in the series. And he had been chomping near the 500 mark against the Orioles, coming in with a .459 season batting average against the O's.
Yeah, only 3 at bats against Jim Johnson, 1 for 3.
1-0 delivery to Gonzalez. And that is taken for a strike, 1-1.
And there's the changeup. And again, perfectly placed on the outside corner.
Johnson in the 8th and maybe the 9th.
Yeah, pitch count will have a lot to do with it. Only 9.
2-ball, 1-strike count as he came inside to him. For Johnson, his high innings pitched is a couple this year, which he had in that last series against Cleveland. Thought about it, stays away, and a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, Adrian Gonzalez is such a tough out because if you throw him breaking balls and hang it, you speed up his bat. And then the reason I think the Red Sox wanted him is he's got tremendous power to left center field.
Here's the 3-1 delivery, and that's going to be another ground ball. Andino came on for defense, 2 of the 3 outs. He gets the assist on. 1-2-3 inning for Johnson. Bottom of the 8th. Orioles up 3-2. of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox have out-hit the O's but not outscored them. And the Orioles will try and add here in the 8th inning. Markakis, Jones, and Wieters are coming up. Nick 0 for 2, did draw a walk and scored when he got on. So again, will try and extend his 11-game hit streak. He did so in the ball game last night in his last at bat, as he had a 1 for 5 in the ball game. Nick at 294 in the year. Aceves stays on for the 2nd inning, and the pitch will miss. Markakis 2 for 9 off the reliever for Boston, Alfredo Aceves. Jones and Wieters to follow. And smack dab in the middle of it in the 8th. Aceves with a long wait and a timeout asked for it. Noon game, 12:30 tomorrow, 12:30. We'll be on the air for the game. Franconers against the Showalders. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that will come inside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Orioles trying to make it a series deciding game. They can come away with the victory here tonight. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Markakis pops it up short. Scudero. 1 down. For every Orioles walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to the Living Classrooms Foundation. Orioles with 275 walks, $13,750. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Adam Jones, 2 singles, 2 for 3, 5-game hit streak for Adam. He's had 8 RBIs this year against Boston. That's the most against any opponent that he has faced this season.
And 3 for 9 off of Aceves.
And we'll take that sweeping slider way outside. Adam hitting .313 against the Red Sox, coming into the ball game with 2 home runs, and adding to that with a 2 for 3 so far in this game. Duclos even with the bag at 3rd. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Jones will take it, and that's in for a strike. Red Sox come into this ball game with a 12-2 month of July. Last year, their winningest months included 18 wins in May and June. They've got a shot at getting there in this month. That is foul back. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Adam.
Well, the amazing thing about Alfredo Aceves, and if you look at his skipper, Terry Franconas, he can make the ball do all kinds of things. You see guys chasing out of the zone because he's around the zone, but he's got great movement. All his pitches are doing something. Very rarely throws anything straight.
1-2 delivered to Jones. Reach to protect. Wayne Kirby makes yet another fantastic move at first base and avoiding being hit by that. That was
very agile.
Very agile. 1 leg up, 1 leg down on that.
Now, one thing about the curve, when you go to the gym on the road, haven't been there any times with him not there.
He's always there.
Yep.
Yep, somewhere in the hotel. Not necessarily in the health club, but always close. Within 5 or 6 floors.
Getaway day. Hey, where is that gym at this hotel?
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Jones, second base, Pedroia. He just hit that. He hit that almost off the ground, I think.
Well, it was one of those swoop balls, curveball that he started him off with for a strike, finished him off. And again, the way Adam Jones is, I mean, there are no such thing as routine ground balls the way he runs down to first base. You can see Pedroia really have to hurry on that, even though it was pretty routine.
That's good.
Oh,
that's the way it should be. Uehara does not have a save this year.
Well, I think if you're a numbers guy, and we'll see if Buck Showalter is, Euclid is going to lead it off. He's 5 for 12 with a home run off Jim Johnson. Again, those aren't yesterday numbers, but they might be reflective.
Jim has worked an inning,
but he made some really good pitches to get some pretty tough outs.
Matt Wieters, an RBI base hit. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game with 2 singles. Matt's really putting up some interesting numbers against the East. His overall average on the year is 273, but he's hitting 308 against the American League East. So better significantly against the East than his overall number.
Well, do you think it's familiarity because you do see them more often?
Yeah.
That has something to do with it. We've already played Kansas City. We'll see him in August. I mean, it's a long. Yeah, it's just not the same. We haven't seen the Angels yet. They're coming in for the weekend. So again,
3-0 count.
So you do get to see these guys quite often.
18 times.
Yep.
And the games always seem to be bunched together. I guess when you're playing 18 times against teams in your division, everything seems bunched together. You have to in order to get the games in. And Wieters will step out. Aceves takes a lot of time between pitches. Tries to get you into that frozen mode at the plate just before you want to step out. Wieters 0 for 3 off him. Here's the 3-0. And Matt will take it, and he's on.
Yeah, I think that's a pitcher range. I am not going to give in to a guy that's already got a base hit on a 3-0 count. I'll either make my pitch or I'll take my chances with 2 outs in a 1-run ball game and try to get Derek Lee out.
Lee has faced him only once. 0 for 1 for Derek tonight. He's had an 0 for 3. A couple of hits in 7 at-bats in the series. Good numbers against the Red Sox here with a couple of home runs, 8 RBIs against Boston, and they're hitting over 330 against them. 2 down, runner at first base. Aceves with a pitch away, 1-0. Pitchers duel tonight. Jeremy Guthrie of the Orioles, Kyle Weiland of the Red Sox, the starters, both out of there. Both the pitchers of record. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Lee. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that's going to miss outside. And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. So he's got it where he wants it in the count. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. Showalter would love to see 1 or more runs tacked on here in the 8th. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Lee will take that to right field. Drew's going back. Drew looking, and goodbye! Home run! Take your chances and pay for it against D. Lee. And the Orioles go up 5-2.
19 home runs last year, so now into double numbers. I mean, look at that ball outside third of the plate. Ball's been flying here at Camden Yards. Warm weather, warm molecules, 3-run lead.
So Lee gets a very big hit. And the Orioles take a 3-run lead as Aceves surrenders the long ball. Took the chance pitching around Wieters, and Lee made him pay. Here's Mark Reynolds, who will take it for a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, kind of a calculated risk. You figure Wieters, with their outfield, tough to score on a double. Not going to give in on because it's a 1-run game. You'll walk him, and the next guy hits a home run.
And that one put high in the air to left center field by Reynolds. Ellsbury, it's traveling. Goodbye! Back-to-back homers for the Orioles. Mark Reynolds.
That says it all right there. That little youngster obviously had Happy back-to-back home runs off of Sevy's. He had given up 1 run against the Orioles in 24 lifetime innings. Watch him hang this breaking ball. Doesn't even follow it. He knows it's gone.
Well, the Orioles make it a 6-2 ball game. And there's a souvenir. And now Nolan Reimold with 2 down and nobody on. This all coming with 2 away after the Wieters free pass. And Reimold will take it for a strike. Aceves had surrendered 4 home runs in 63 innings. Coming into this inning, he has surrendered 2 in the inning. 0-1 delivery. Reimold with a big cut, and it will be 0-2.
Well, that's baseball. Lee hits a pretty good pitch. Just goes the opposite way. I mean, that's one of the keys to hitting. And then he makes a mistake, and you don't make a lot of mistakes to Kevin Reynolds, Mark Reynolds, and get away with it. Not with his bat speed.
2-strike count on Reimold. Aceves will miss outside with it, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles have back-to-back home runs for the 3rd time this year, getting them here in the 8th, and vital home runs they are. In what was a 1-run ball game is now a 4-run game. And that will be in the air towards right center. Ellsbury, the center fielder, will make the catch. But the Orioles do damage. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. Lee with a 2 RBI homer and Reynolds a solo shot. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by Land Rover. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer in Baltimore for the Orioles. 3 outs away from getting this victory and ending all kinds of numbers. A 3-game win streak by the Red Sox would be ended. A 7-game win streak by the Sox against the Orioles would be ended.
Well, Jim Johnson get his first save of the year.
Johnson on. Koji O'Hara had been warming up, but with a 6-2 lead. Johnson stays on. Youkilis 0 for 3 in the ball game, 2 for 9 in the series. Reddick and Crawford will be due up after. Johnson's pitch will be taken inside and a 2-0 count. Youkilis 5 for 12 with a home run off Johnson.
And he makes you throw strikes.
And inside, Johnson in disgust looks down after that delivery, misses by a lot. The count goes to 3-0.
Well, no difference between the 8th or 9th unless you make it a difference, and it's just a process of getting the first guy out, making good pitches. There's one. With a 4-run lead, now you feel like you have to make him put it into play. So maybe a little bit for the middle of the plate. Hope that it will move, and Jim Johnson can make the ball do that.
3-1 delivery on the way to Youkilis to first. Right on. He's got it 1 down. Good comeback by Johnson. And let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. The results so far look like this. Text in your vote now and be heard at A, B, or C. 51862. Results in the O's Extra postgame show. One down. Reddick has a perfect night, 3 for 3. A single, double, single, and a run scored. 2-run homer by Saltalamacchia that came back in the 5th inning off Guthrie, and that has been it. Orioles tonight, RBIs have come from Wieters on a base hit, 2 RBI homer Lee, solo shot by Reynolds, and a double. He's got 2 RBIs. Reimold's picked up an RBI. Angle. 2 down. Johnson picked up 1 save for the Orioles last year. He has a total of 12 major league saves. He got 10 with the Orioles in 08. And the pitch misses for a ball to Crawford. Crawford an 0 for 3.
Kind of an interesting view. You got the Oriole fans on their feet and the Red Sox fans leaving.
1-0 delivery will be hacked foul, 1-1. Jeremy Guthrie with a great performance. 2 runs, 8 hits over 7. Walked 1 and struck out 4. Kyle Weiland, pitcher of record for Boston, 3 runs, 6 hits over 6. Aceves, a couple of innings, 3 runs on 2 hits, both homers.
Well, Jeremy came to us in early July, said, should I get the 1 win for the month out early? Well, it took a little longer than he wanted to, but it was a special effort tonight.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to Crawford. Slow roller. Johnson have to hurry. Got him, and that's the ball game. The Orioles put it away, and Johnson will pick up the save in it as the Orioles get a 6-2 win in the middle game of this 3-game set. Johnson gets his first save since April of 2010 against Oakland. They'll be back to wrap it up. Series decider tomorrow afternoon.